it is time for Damage Control. Joe Reichel is in the studio. He's been here a little while already, visiting with our last guest, Stacy. And
hi, Stacy.
There she goes.
Hi, Stacy.
How come we don't hear you? Now she can hear.
Now she got me.
Sorry, I didn't have the mic on. Sorry.
Oh, you got to turn the mic on.
It would have helped, right? It would have.
I want to share this with the world.
And I want to share something with the world. I saw some photographs of you. And you were Rocky. You were running. You're making it through the mud, the grit. It was in the Star Banner.
Oh, it wasn't the banner?
He was coming home.
I didn't even know it made the Star Banner. I'll have to check that.
Running to the top of the steps up in Philadelphia.
There you go.
I think that was you.
There was I didn't see it in the Star Banner. I'll have to look, but yeah, there was we did the mud run this last weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that looked like fun.
Dan ran it with me.
Did he? So I didn't see him in the photos.
He ran with me. We had a great time. I think it was an eye opener for him as far as how difficult they can be.
What I don't understand about the mud run.
Okay.
And I know this is not about that, but your show is not about that.
This is not about that, but we'll talk about this.
But you did.
We'll talk about it.
What's with the guy with the chainsaw? What was it? A Halloween mud run?
No. It was that was just kind of just a funny little character type thing, but it was just in a sawmill. It was in a sawmill.
Does that guy look like that, or is that a mask?
That was a mask.
Okay.
So I think that was his real hair, though. But in a sawmill, you've got all kinds of different things, and usually chainsaws and stuff. So they had that was
a huge chainsaw.
That was a big chainsaw. They had the blade or the chain off of the bar, is what's called, of the chainsaw, and so nobody got hurt. Nobody was hurt in the filming of that event or the race. So, well, there was a few people that did get hurt. I just found out one girl, she broke her leg. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Just found, and then and then another one had sprained her ankle. So.
Oh my goodness. So there, some damage needs to be controlled.
Right, and I guess it was just during the run she kind of had turned her ankle and fell. It wasn't even on an obstacle. So.
Oh.
You never know.
That happens.
Yeah.
It could happen here.
There's all kinds of damage and disasters that happen. I just left a house. It was a rental property, and I was looking at some carpet that had got wet. It was dried out, but they weren't sure where it was coming from. Found out that it was coming because of the gutter.
Oh.
The gutter did not have an end cap on it, and where it met a corner of the house, it was just getting into the wall and coming down in the concrete wall and then out onto the floor inside the house. So causing a lot of damage and continual water supply every time it rained.
Did they not know, or did you figured it out for them?
Well, they finally had figured it out. Had painters there, and painters found what was happening and discovered it, but they didn't know why. Rain after rain, especially when there was a lot of rain, that the carpet was getting wet, and this was a continual leak that was happening over and over again, and they couldn't figure it out. So basically this is a faulty. It was built improperly.
Right.
And
one thing always leads to another with this stuff. I mean, if you have a flood, you get the mold, you get the bugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get the fire, you probably get other residual problems.
Well,
right?
I mean, if say for example you do have a fire, firemen come in, they're going to be smashing windows or breaking the doors in order to be able to get into the structure, and then also they're using lots of water typically to put the fire out. So you've got a lot of damage there. So for example, right now the guys are on they've been working the last couple of days on a job where a tree fell in the house, and the tree messed up all the ceiling, all of the trusses and roof, and they've got to go in and put new trusses in. And in order to do that, that messes up the drywall ceiling. So the drywall wasn't damaged, but in order to put new trusses in, you've got to remove the drywall and then put new drywall in. So like you said, that wasn't damaged, but now in order to fix it, in order to fix it properly, you've got to replace all that.
So, and in your, when you first arrive and you start taking notes and you're starting to explain to the homeowner, here's what we will be doing. Right. Do you ever have that moment where they go, well, wait a minute, why do we have to destroy something?
Right, and there's a lot of discussion, a lot of explanation that has to happen, and that's where, as you go through a project, it typically will be more intensive than what you realize, and always, doing a restoration project is going to be more costly, more time consuming than doing a new project, because you've got to tear it apart or get it cleaned up before you can ever do the rebuild. And then you're trying to match to and fit to the existing situation. So
yeah, wow. So the home you went to this morning, you diagnosed it now, and so the next step is to
get the gutter fixed right, so you don't have the water continue to pour in there. It will be to fix the stucco, probably take stucco off the wall and fix the framing, because all of the framing behind where this was happening is all rotten. So fix all of that framing, put new stucco on. Then the inside, you'll need to put new carpet and padding, and carpet in there in the room in order to fix it there. So
is there ever a reason why you would not use padding under a carpet?
Well, if you did a type of a glue down carpet, okay, you wouldn't need padding.
What does the padding actually do? Is it
just for comfort?
Just make it softer to walk on? Okay.
Yeah. And there's less preparation it needs done. Like here in the studio, this is a glue down carpet in here. Okay. So you don't have the padding. And most commercial applications, you don't have a padding. Okay. Where there's a lot of traffic. But residential, you want a little more comfort.
You're going to lay down on the floor with the kids.
Going to lay down and have, take a nap on the floor.
Play with the dog.
Play with the dog, yeah. So, and typically you'll have carpet there. And it's just because of, walking around without shoes on and whatever, a little more comfort.
I was thinking about doing that here.
Well, you could here. This is like home to you, isn't it? You're here a lot.
Sort of, kind of.
You're here a lot.
I think I'm here more than I am home.
Right.
Actually. The phone line is open, by the way. If we have a good time when Joe comes in. That's, I guess, obvious. But he's here to answer some serious questions. If you have some damage and maybe you've kind of let it go and you want to know if it's too late, because it's not really like the human body. I guess it could get worse, but if there's damage, it's probably stationary. Am I right about that?
Stationary damage?
In other words,
like to a letterhead?
Yeah, like to a letterhead. Yes. Yeah, you make the connection there. I got it. So the phone number here is 622-WOCA. That is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline.
We've got a project that the guys just got finished with. It was waterproofing some window sills on some condos. And that's where a lot of times the projects that we get involved in are from an exterior water intrusion. So you've got water, when it rains or something like that, water's coming into the building, just like the one I was just talking about. So they did some weatherproofing and waterproofing of these areas to keep that from happening. And a lot of times we'll get calls for different disasters or different problems, water intrusion or something like that, and it's hard to figure out or to diagnose what is actually causing it, right, where it's coming from. Yeah. We've had some we didn't have any idea at all how it happened, and it was just a one-time situation.
It's got to be. Is it ever trial and error finding the place that the water's coming through?
Yes, we've got one.
And you got to wait for it to rain, or what do you do? Sprinkle it with the hose?
It really depends. Sometimes we've done water tests where we're hosing down an area, or putting a lot of water on. But we've had situations where we weren't able to make it leak until it rained again. Because
of the winds, maybe it hits at a different angle.
You never really know. Huh. It's rain and water is a unique situation.
It's almost seems easier to just take a big hunk out and put a big hunk back in.
Well, sometimes it is, yeah. But I mean, you don't want to take a big hunk out if that's not where the hunk needs to be removed.
When there's a panel of wood whether it's a floor or a roof. Does it always have to completely be repaired? Can you actually put part of it back?
It really depends on the material. It depends how it was put together and what needs done. So, and you know, if we're able to just take an area out and put it back, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the least invasive.
Okay.
Sometimes, you know, because of age or, you know, the type of material or you know, whatever, it can't be repaired or replaced, you know, the way it is. So, you know, sometimes we'll have to go with all new in,
I was at
certain situations.
Lowe's. I guess I was at Lowe's, and I overheard a guy having a piece of board cut, and he was explaining that he just needed a half of it because the other half was fine. And I was thinking, well, why don't you just replace the whole thing? He said it was water damage, so I thought of you right away.
You know, and that's where, you know, sometimes you're able to just, you know, maybe put a little bit in, you know, fix an area, a small area, or sometimes it's easier to fix a bigger area. You know, and just replacing the board is probably just a part of the equation, because now you've got to finish whatever you've done. You know, and that's where, you know, it comes in. If it is a board, you've probably got finished paint on it, so you've got to prime it and paint it.
That's right.
Fill the nail holes, whatever you're holding it up there with.
Does the paint, does the finish and all that you just said, does it make it waterproof? Is that part of the whole reason for doing that?
As far as paint?
Well, like if it's the roof, right? Obviously, it's all hidden by
the ceiling. We're talking about the ceiling, or.
Well, no, the roof. The actual top part.
Okay.
I mean, it eventually is covered and nobody sees it anyway, but do you still paint it or coat it with
on the
something?
roof you wouldn't have to.
You don't, okay.
But, you know, let's just say he was using it for a ceiling under a porch or something like that. You know, that would all need to be finished. I mean, you know, it's hard to say what it was or where he was working, but I mean, even if it is a roof situation, once you get down to where you need to fix a spot in the roof as far as new plywood, you know, you've got to put the felt back, you got to put the shingles back.
Right.
Typically, after your shingles have been on the roof a while, you know, you use new shingles in that area. It's not going to match.
Do they get damaged by the sun? Do the shingles themselves?
Not so much by the sun, just by weather in general. Okay. I mean, the sun will age them, and that's part of...
What is the average age? I mean, not average, but how long would you expect shingles to last?
And that really depends on the type of shingle that you have. I mean, they have some that are, a 15-year shingle up to 50-year shingle. So it really depends what you spend, what you want to spend on the shingles as far as, you know, putting money on your roof. So the more you spend, the longer it's going to last. But here in Florida, the sun, the weather, the exposure, you know, it does lessen that age of, you know, how long your shingles will last.
Isn't it weird that there's actually a skin condition called shingles? The first time I
never thought about that.
First time I ever saw the shingles vaccine, I thought, now why would you need that? Why would you need
vaccinate your roof? Huh?
I'm not making fun of a serious condition. I'm just saying it's the word. I'm commenting on the word, not the condition. I mean,
so which came first?
I mean, we got 26 letters. You could come up with another word. Whoever the doctor was that figured that out.
Dr. Shingles?
I don't know. Maybe
could have been.
Did he look at? What do we think we should call this? Look at that roof over there.
So which one came first? Maybe that was before shingles.
Okay. So then what's with that guy?
Why don't we name shingles something different?
What's with that guy? You know, my grandma's got shingles. We should call this, just name it after my grandma.
Name it after grandma.
What was her name again? I can't remember, but she's got shingles.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought about that. There's a lot of words like that, though, that have, you know,
I know.
mean two different things.
It's gonna make you giggle. What's gonna happen now? You're gonna be at somebody's home who's been damaged. They're gonna be talking about shingles. It's gonna be a disastrous time for them, and you're gonna smirk. And they're gonna say, "Now, what is funny?"
That probably wouldn't be so good. I try not to. Yeah, I have to apologize.
I do that on the air here all the time. Somebody will be saying something serious, right? Sitting in the seat like where you are. And then outside the window, somebody's making faces, and I'm laughing. Now, from the listener's perspective, they don't know that I just turned my head. Now my guest knows, but the
Right.
listener goes, now why would he laugh at
nobody
that?
sees who's walking by the window here.
Why is he laughing at that? That was a serious thing. Somebody got your attention out there.
Well, I think he has a pink phone.
The joy of broadcasting from the mall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's in the future?
Well, we just finished up the project for the corkscrew. Neat little pergola remodel or a pergola addition.
What's that? What's that word mean?
A pergola is what...
Is that where Catholics go before they go to heaven?
I don't think so. Well, maybe they do. I guess you could go to the pergola. A pergola is an outdoor type gazebo situation. That's what they're called.
Really?
Yeah, vines typically grow over them, and
it's a gazebo?
Well, that'd be the best way to describe it for you.
Do we have a pergola at the gazebo downtown?
No, but you do have a pergola downtown at the Corkscrew. Hang loose.
And did the corkscrew have a different name? Did you just tell that guy to hang loose?
Yeah, he was giving me the hang loose symbol as he walked by.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
I thought that was thumbs up.
No, it's...
Hang loose.
Yeah.
Is it a skydiving expression?
Well, they did in Hawaii a lot.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, he did this.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Maybe he meant call me.
Could have.
Call me.
See, there again, people walking by have our attention. But the
purgatory. What's
pergolo?
Pergolo. Does the corkscrew? Is the corkscrew location another restaurant that I might remember? Is it a new name?
The Corkscrew is located downtown, 16 Broadway, right next to Starbucks. Just to the west of Starbucks.
Okay.
Off of the square.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
So that is a new name. It used to be a comedy club, right?
No? I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
So you put a pergola.
Are you talking about the Insomniac Theater?
No, that's all the way on the boulevard.
That's on the square.
You said right down from Starbucks.
Right to the west of Starbucks, between Pie and Starbucks, or Coyote Cantina, right next door to Coyote.
Okay.
There is a business called the Corkscrew, and you can make wine there. You can also make beer. Do your own. It's a really unique place. Huh?
How long does that take?
Well, the wine, depending on the variety that you pick, will age 4 to 6 or 4 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
So you mix it all together. You put all the ingredients together, and then it ages. And then once it's aged, then you come back and you do your own bottling. So you put it all in your own bottles.
Have you done this?
I have.
And do you like the result?
I love it.
Really?
Love it. We have started even using, we're going to start using the wine that we make to give as gifts to the clients that we have. You
got a name for it? You mean you're making your own wine and you can name it, label it, and all that?
Yeah, you can get your own custom labels.
What are you going to
well, ours is going to be etched, and then...
That's the name of it? Etched?
Well, we're going to etch the glass of the bottles so that it'll have our logo, Damage Control Services logo on it.
Oh, wow.
So... But we've also,
any magnets involved in that?
Probably.
No.
We'll probably give out a few magnets.
A few magnets, refrigerator magnets.
But refrigerator magnets. But Clint Lewis, Angie Lewis's husband, Clint and I are going to make some wine, and we're going to call it the Joe Lewis wine.
All right, I like that.
So
it has a punch to it, doesn't it?
Right.
But
yeah, we're doing some neat things. We did a project for them though, and just got it done, and it turned out to be a really neat. So they're gonna have an outdoor seating area there where you can go out and enjoy a glass of wine outside, or
I'm trying to picture this pergola. Is it on the sidewalk? It's
out. It's in the back of the store. You can't see it.
Oh, you can go. They have a back area.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can go to the back and enjoy it out there. So
I gotta check it out.
They're going to have weddings and things, small groups, small parties.
And you guys built the pergola.
We built the pergola. Yeah.
Was it tough? Was it difficult to build?
No. No.
Just required understanding of what was it a new word for you?
No, we've built several of them.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
Never have seen one before.
I'll have to show you a picture.
So am I picturing like an arch where it's got plants on it? No.
Well, it's got, posts and beams and then cross pieces.
Oh, like a vineyard.
A vineyard is where the grapes grow.
Okay. But I mean, when you go to a vineyard and you're walking under the thing, that's a pergola?
Not really. That would be
that's a
grape arbor.
Oh, okay. I guess I got to go to see what it is. I'm stuck on this.
I'll just send you a picture of it.
Joe, how are Rob and Mike? I haven't seen them in a while.
They're doing good. They're out on project today. They're working on a pack out for a lady that we're doing some work on her home, and a lot of an area a tree fell on it on this area. Right. So they're packing everything in those rooms and putting it into storage so that we can take care of that area, and then we'll move everything back in there for her.
Do you ever have requests to sign names like into the concrete? You ever have that when you're putting a new sidewalk down or something?
We have. We've had a few homeowners that have wanted to add things and do certain things on homes whenever they're building it. So, it's kind of a neat thing.
And this is what would you call it?
Hang loose.
Hang loose. You have a hang loose phone call right now. Good morning. You're on there with Joe Reichel.
Hey, Larry and Joe. How are y'all?
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm with you on this pergola thing. Is it anything like a gazebo?
It's a lot like a gazebo, except a gazebo is typically used just for sitting under, and a gazebo is typically in a round or an octagon shape. I'm going to be posting them on Facebook. I'll post some pictures.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that didn't know, though.
Yeah, there's several companies that build them, and you can have them.
Well, this might be your thing.
Well, it's not my thing. But
you don't want it to be.
Well, we enjoy making them. I mean, they're a lot of fun to make, and any outdoor living area is always a fun thing. So, I love it.
There you go. So it's not circular or octagon, Jim. It's more square. There you go. He's gone, I think.
A pergola, arbor is a garden feature forming a shaded walkway, passageway, or sitting area. How's that?
So you do sit there.
Well, you can. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not something you...
And there's plants growing on it?
They're going to have grapevines and different plants growing up on it. He wants to do some hops and different things that they can use in the making of their beers that they do.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it's going to be a beautiful area.
Let me see if I can crank up your song, because we're almost done. Let me see. Where is Joe Reichel's song?
I like this song.
Reichel's song. Let me see. Is it this one? Is it this one? Oh, it's this one.
I like this one.
It's this one.
There's Joe's song.
Come on, get the raw eggs out. Right now, Joe and Danny go.
I'm trying to look up.
What are they doing over there?
I'm trying to look up on here. What is a pergola? It's spelled Pergola. If you want to.
Pergola.
Pergola, yeah.
Pergola.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to look it up.
What's your phone number?
But I'm going to have some pictures. You can look at them on my Facebook or on Damage Control Services Facebook. My phone number is 352-817-6574. Or you can reach me, Joe, at damageflorida.com. If you send me an email, I'll send you some pictures of our finished project.
All right. All right. Well, see you next time. Any races between now and then?
I don't think so.
I just can't stop this. I'm sorry.
I like it. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you, Joe. If you need Joe Reichel's phone number, Damage Control Services phone number, call us. We'll be glad to give it to you. The best idea I ever heard of is get one of those magnets that Joe made, put it on your refrigerator. You'll never lose the number. And he'll come by just like Rocky and beat, what's his name? Apollo Creed. All right. We'll be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. Flags are at half-staff at the White House and the rest of official Washington to honor the victims of the Navy Yard massacre. Investigators say the gunman had a history of mental illness and of previous brushes with the law involving firearms. It was a salvaging success. Applause broke out among engineers when they successfully righted the tipped-over Costa Concordia cruise ship off Italy. It took 19 hours. The trip to the grocery store hasn't gotten too much more painful. Consumer prices held steady last month, edging up just 0.1%. A 23-year-old woman was kicked off a U.S. Airways flight before takeoff in Philadelphia after allegedly throwing her cell phone at a male flight attendant. And other passengers expressed fears of flying if she was still aboard. She was removed and charged